Hey everybody, welcome back to a real quick Cow's Opinion where I go over the latest and greatest things on a video game, and let's talk about an actual good post because, I'm always talking about all these terrible things like layoffs and buggy game releases, but today we had Unity announce that John Riccitiello, who will retire as the president, CEO, chairman, and a member of the board of directors effective immediately. First of all, how the hell is he doing all those jobs? And second of all, if you haven't been paying attention to the Cows channel, Unity earlier this year announced their terrible new updated guidelines that they were going to start charging people based on installs, that it was retroactive to previous years, and all sorts of terrible things. And there's been deep dives finding out that both him and 3 of the board members were really behind this push, that a lot of members of the Unity staff were saying, no, don't do this is bad, please don't do this, but they didn't listen. And yeah, the release is right here. We're not going to read the whole release because these press releases are usually not, big things, but Unity, the world's chief leading platform for creating and growing real-time 3D, which we've talked about. They are pretty much the biggest, best, and well-known name for 3D games for the engines. Today announced that John R. will retire as president, chief executive officer, chairman, and a member of the company's board of directors, effective immediately. James Whitehurst has been appointed interim chief executive officer, president, member of the board. And Rolf Botha, excuse me if I don't have your name right, the lead independent director of the Unity board, is the new chairman. Mr. Riccitiello will continue to advise to ensure a smooth transition. The board will initiate a comprehensive search process with the assistance of a leading executive search firm to identify a permanent CEO. And the rest of it is just, working with Unity under John's leadership has been one of the greatest highlights of my career. John joined the Unity board in 2023. The rest of it's just, blowing smoke over everybody and talking about how awesome everybody is and blah, blah, blah. Now, it's the official release, so they're not talking about what obviously set this off, which was the terrible updated guidelines that nobody wanted and that Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony were probably going to sue for. Because they will try, and Steam was probably going to join in that, because at first they were like, well, don't worry about it, it's only based on installs. Well, that can be faked. Or they also admitted, look, if I, the cow, buy it, and I put it on my PC, and then I install it onto my Steam Deck, if I have a Steam Deck, just because I also want to be able to play it on the go, according to Unity, they said, no, that's 2 installs, you have to pay for both. I only paid once for the game, why does the developer have to pay twice? And then Unity's like, no, don't worry, because Steam and Microsoft are going to have to pay for that because they're the distributors, and obviously that was never going to happen. This was a cheap, pathetic cash grab from Unity, and it sucks. And yeah, no, there's not a lot of, gee, I wonder why. Thoughts and prayers, yep. Yeah, there's not a lot of sympathy for this guy. Look, managers and accountants and lawyer types are important members of a well-rounded leadership team at a company to make sure that you don't run out of money, you know how much you're spending, and that you don't do anything, illegal. But the fact that at some of these companies, these types of people, like this moron here, have managed to take over and take all of the passion and creativity out of it. Like, a game is not a commodity. Commodity is like, an ear of corn is an ear of corn. But video games have drastically different levels of quality. And the fact that they treat it as a commodity and like, how do we squeeze as much money out of this as we can? All of the money. All of your time. All of your money. It is a strategy I've never understood, because games like developers like Microsoft and Sony and EA and Rockstar, some of these places make dozens of games a year. Why would you release a game that would suck up all of a player's time and money? Because if you do that, they can't play any of your other games. It's just not very good. But let me know down in the comments what you think. You can hit that like button. And let me know in the comments if when I say hit the like button, if it actually lights up like it's supposed to now, because that's kind of interesting. But let me know down there. I'm guessing you guys don't have a lot of sympathy. Do you think Unity will continue to get better? Do you think that certain board members are about to be fired? Or do you think, like I do, the cow's opinion is that Unity is done? You can never trust them again. They've broken the wall of trust. And for all you know, they could do this again in 2 years. If you have a project with Unity, I would finish the project with Unity. And I would never use Unity again. There are other game development engines that you can use, and you have to use those. I'm sorry. And that sucks for companies and developers who spent time and money and talent to, learning Unity and how to get the most out of an engine is a skill that you have to learn. And that sucks, but for your own mental safety and for the safety and financial health of your company, you can't use Unity anymore. You just can't. Guys, this is hopefully good because it gets one more guy who doesn't deserve to be in gaming out of gaming. And what you can do while he leaves, what you can do is you can play more games because games are awesome and you deserve awesome. And I'll see you next time.